It in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Pit Life BBQ podcast. Join us around the pit as we talk all things barbecue. Now here is your host, Johnnie Mags.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Pit Life BBQ podcast, coming to you live from the Studio 21 Podcast Café in Salem, New Hampshire. Chrissy, what is up?
Good morning.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
How about that? That came quick, didn't it?
Oh, it did. What the hell?
And even quicker, to be honest with you.
I know, right? We're in the future right now, everybody.
Y'all get it by now. Y'all get it by now. The show falls on a Tuesday on a holiday. We're not really here, but we are.
No, exactly.
But we're giving you regular content.
Yes.
Good stuff.
That's what we do.
So let's get into it while your microphone is still working.
Yes. Quick before it cuts out on me again.
Today's show brought to you by
Uncle Steve's Shake. Uncle Steve's Shake is handmade, hand-measured, and hand-mixed, and hand-packed. And by the way, I forgot to already say, it's the #1 best-tasting shake on the planet, people. Uncle Steve's Shake is made with the finest of ingredients and comes in 15 amazing flavors now, including the newest CJ's West Coast Shake, the Texas Cajun, and the new everything. What is
All
it?
American
All American
SPG.
SPG, which has no sugar, no MSG. It's vegan and keto friendly. So if you care about all those things, that's the one for you. And don't forget also the sauce with no name. No matter what you're eating, Uncle Steve has a shake for it. If you have any questions, Uncle Steve has great customer service to help you out with all your shake needs, because it's going to be him when you call. Go to UncleSteveShake.com to order your shakes today. Also on the website, you're going to find fantastic shake tips and recipes. You're going to be amazed at just how versatile these shakes are, folks. And while you're online, make sure you head over to Facebook and join Uncle Steve's Shake Nation to stay up to date with all the latest creations made using Uncle Steve's Shakes. Maybe share some of your own as well. It's time to step up your backyard barbecue and your competition barbecue game, people, and get some Uncle Steve's Shake. Shake some on everything.
Today also brought to you by Two Guys Smoke Shop and TwoGuysCigars.com. Whether I'm barbecuing or not, I always keep the smoke rolling thanks to my friends at TwoGuysCigars.com. Thanks to my friends at TwoGuysCigars.com, I get to smoke some of the best cigars in the world, and so can you. Just visit TwoGuysCigars.com for your perfect barbecue companion. That's the number 2GuysCigars.com.
Today's show also brought to you by Magna Chef Gloves. Whether you're the family grill master or a professional pit master, quality tools are going to make it easier for you to be your best on that grill every time. Longtime firefighter and founder of Magna Chef, Alan Fonte, knows a thing or two about fire management. He designed the Magna Chef Gloves and the Freedom Barbecue Gloves for you to be able to get in and out of fast. With the magnetic swivel plates, you can easily slip in and out of these gloves. They're going to keep your hands cool and allow you to cook and grill safely. No more getting stuck in hot gloves. Depending on your glove preference, Magna Chef gives you two fantastic options. The classic Magna Chef barbecue glove, made of food-grade silicone, web-fit for a firm grip, dishwasher safe, one size fits all, and heat rated up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit, and coming in 5 awesome colors. Or your other choice is the Freedom Barbecue Glove. It's a more traditional 5-finger, flexible and pliable grip. Has a 14-inch long cuff to protect your forearms. Made of heat-resistant neoprene, heat rated up to 932 degrees Fahrenheit. These gloves are going to help extend your time over that fire. Both styles of Magna Chef gloves are great for barbecue and kitchen use. Head on over to magnachef.com today. That's MAGNE chef.com. Get yourself a pair of each. You're definitely going to use them. And check out, and at the checkout, make sure you use the promo code FREEDOMLIVES for 10% off your order. Magna Chef Barbecue Gloves, master the fire. Freedom Barbecue Gloves, take a stand, free your hand.
Also brought to you by CustomCuttingBoardsRS.com. Ian Hemming is making what I consider the Yeti of cutting boards out of Magnolia, Texas. These boards, folks, take an absolute beating. I'm on year 5 of mine, and they're still in top-notch shape. From the dishwasher board, which is your standard countertop board, to the absolutely massive 18 by 36-inch brisket board, to the pizza board for that perfect even slice all the time. He's got it all covered. deep lip reservoir to catch all that beautiful au jus coming out of whatever proteins you're catching. The rubber nubs on the bottom, so even on a wet surface, these boards will not slip and slide on you. No more accidental slices because the board slipped. None of that. Multicolors available, custom engraving available, so your restaurant name, your barbecue team name, anything like that, he can make it happen. Check them out at customcuttingboardsrus.com. That is the letter R, us.com. All right. So let's get into the brass tacks. Today, one of the newer trends coming to the market is electric grills. And I think they're great because how society is these days, we have a lot of people in condos, townhouses, apartments, things like that. And the associations, don't allow a live fire, a grill, any type of cooking surface. I can see you trying. There it is.
There it is. Hey. Yes, I live in an apartment. I'm not meant to have live fire. Don't tell them that I have a tiny one on my porch, but still, I shouldn't.
But,
Yes.
And I was, these gentlemen reached out a little while back. We got the scheduling straight. This year has been hell on scheduling.
I know. It's hard being popular and fitting everybody into this
It's
show.
not even that. I wish it was that. But this company, Kenyon, out of Connecticut, so a local company, that's what they specialize in, is cooktops, cookware, accessories, commercial and home end. And they have just got into the electric grill market. So let's get into that today.
I am listening.
I am excited to be joined by the VP of Sales and Marketing, Mr. Mike Williams. Mike, what's happening, brother?
Not too much, Johnny. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there, man. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Of course, thanks for having me.
I got questions. I'm intrigued here. This is these are great. The electric, it looks sharp, first and foremost. It's a showpiece for sure. But before we get into that, can you tell everybody a little bit of who you are, your culinary journey, and what led you to work with for Kenyon?
Sure. So I've worked for Kenyon for about 12 years now. And what led me here was kind of my family, to be honest. My father is one of the owners of Kenyon, and has been since I was a little kid. The company has been in existence for a long time, for almost 90 years or more.
Oh, wow.
At this point, not always doing what we do now, but we started in the marine industry. So we were providing different types of apparatus that met the needs of sailboats for a lot of years. And over that product development and trying to meet any new needs that arose, we led us into cooking. So alcohol stoves, electric stoves, and now into grills in the last 15 or 20 years. So almost everything that we have done until the last maybe 10 years or so was focusing just for the marine industry. And basically, since I've come on board, we kind of tried to branch out to see what else we can solve a need for. And coincidentally, people that live in condos, like you just mentioned, now have that kind of a need where it's no longer a kettle grill that you can have on your balcony for insurance and whatever safety reasons. So it's a nice opportunistic thing, but it's also been challenging because we don't have a really good notoriety, electric grills in general. There's one name in particular that you think of, and I'm sure we all know the Boxer.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to change that connotation about electric grills in general, that they're actually a legit way to cook. And my background in cooking is just as a home grill master. I kind of developed my love of it in high school and college. I have offset smokers. I have a kettle charcoal grill that I use just yesterday, actually, for Father's Day. So I love all types of grills, and slow and searing, any kind of different way that I can try to experience on my own. I'll tinker with, and then see how I can apply it to what we do at Kenyon.
Beautiful, beautiful. So on the marine end, okay, that's very interesting. So working with, like cruise ships or yachts, or down to your regular, you see them on the lake, a nice pontoon with a grill that hangs off the back end, doing that type of stuff?
Not the biggest on the cruise ships, more of like the yachts, and we're trying to get into more of the pontoon size as well, because being electric, the power requirements to get good performance is tough on some of the boats where they're just battery powered. But we've been developing a 48 volt grill that will work on those newer boats. So it's a lot of like personal boats where they either have a generator because it's one of the larger models, but we work with a lot of the manufacturers, and we provide a bunch of different sized grill options, and basically essentially the same ones that we offer to the general public are what we've been putting on boats for the past 15 years.
Okay, interesting. So, looking at the website, you got a lot of like cooktops. So do you guys also specialize in like kitchen design, or even outdoor kitchen designs because you got the different sizes of the cooktops, and induction and radiant touch controls, and that whole beautiful aspect. I love this stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of another niche that we have tried to fill a need for. And again, it goes back into the boats where they needed something to cook on, and in size on a lot of these boats is a big factor. So tight spaces, being compact and efficient, that's what started us to produce the cooktops. And that goes even before the grills. We've been making cooktops for 30 years plus, different fuel sources, and in that time span. But now with the induction and the radiant options that we have, that's allowed us to get into more residential and hospitality. So if you go to a hotel and it has a little kitchenette, you might see one of our products in the kitchenette. Same thing with like Airbnbs, rental properties. People use these where they want to have a way for people to cook on, but they don't want to have a full-on range or things like that. Our product fits that kind of a niche for a lot of folks, and we kind of, not to toot our horn, but we feel like we have the best options for those kinds of situations where it's a tight space, it's quality, you do anything you want to make just like you would on a big range, just in a smaller footprint.
Okay. Now, do you guys, obviously you work with, like where you're working with. So say like a normal household. So you have the regular voltage there, but yet you might have a vacation cottage that's, older typically, but the voltage might be a little lesser. Do you have like I don't want to call it a sliding scale, but you can incorporate different things to make the units fit and work properly with what you're handed with to work with.
Yeah, exactly. Everything we do has different voltage options, so we kind of work with whatever the customer has to deal with, and kind of give them whatever options that they're looking to solve for. So whether it's old 110 or it's 208 or 240, 220, anything in between. We kind of have options for all of those.
Yeah. One I have, obviously, the pellet grills and pellet smokers are up in the forefront these days for ease and getting more people into it. Now, with your stuff, do you prefer or suggest they run that on its own circuit? Because I know with a lot of the pellet grills and smokers, if they're on a circuit with multiple things, they go a little wonky. So the temperature doesn't quite, the temperature shown doesn't quite add up to the temperature inside, or vice versa. And when they figure it all out, it needs a separate circuits to work properly. Do you run into that issue at all, or is it very goes easy?
It depends. There's a lot of variabilities with what else is on the circuit. So if it's another appliance like a fridge or something like that, we would generally recommend its own 15 amp service. But it's, for the most part, like our tabletops or any of our 110 volt like household grills, they can be on a regular 15 amp outlet, and as long as it's not like another big power sucking appliance, it's not going to have any issues, and you'll get temperature 600 degrees, 550 degrees, no problem.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And looking at everything, they're sharp looking. It's very sleek design. It's going to fit in with pretty much any decor that you have, so it doesn't have to necessarily be a, quote unquote modern style. You could throw it like it would fit perfectly in my house, and I have that very rustic look to everything. But let's get into the grills. So you have two parts of it. You have the portable and the built-in. So let's start with the built-in, because there's probably, the questions are pretty much going to be the same, but there is that one that doesn't really matter if you're outside, but it sure as hell does when you're inside. So what made you guys move into the grill world? Obviously, making hay with the times of like the condos, apartments, things like that, in the popularity of grilling. So you guys jumped right in. Was it an easy transition, or was there a lot of, back to the drawing boards to get exactly what your vision was like?
So it's been a lot of trial and error, from product development to finding the right materials to finding the right combination of those for getting the results that people want. And those results are like a true grilling experience, not just the same thing you'd get by having a grill pan on your stove. So it's been a fun experience because I've been a test subject. All of us here have been. So it's nice to have that kind of collaboration between all the different people involved, whether it's people out that are actually making the stuff, from our welding department to our engineers. Everybody is kind of bought into finding the best way to make our products better and get a grill that people are really going to want to use, not just, I don't have a way to use anything else, and this is what I'm stuck with. We want people to understand that an electric grill doesn't have to be just an afterthought, or shoot, I can't use anything else, so I'm stuck with this kind of thing. So it's been challenging to get that kind of education point through for a lot of folks, and I totally understand that, because how many hundreds of or thousands of years that we've been cooking with fire, and it just makes sense. People know how to maintain the fire, how to use it, and now this electric kind of wave for everything going that direction is new and can be concerning for a lot of people. But I think what we're trying to do is kind of bridge that gap and figure out how you can do X, Y, or Z on this grill, and you can do the same thing on ours. So it's fun. It keeps everything new each day. But
Nice.
yeah, it's definitely a challenge.
And you have the options of burners. So you can have one burner, two burners, or three burners. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
So whichever your preference is, or to fit to fit what you're looking for, they can accommodate with that. So that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have like the smaller ones would be perfect for like in a kitchen. They're pretty compact, but you can use like the whole surface to fit everything on. And the larger ones are more for outside use, but all of them can be used indoors or out. So depending on what you're trying to achieve, we can meet any of those needs.
Yep. And then you also get into the controls. You have a knob, a light touch, and then the IntelliCAN. So I'm assuming that would be Wi-Fi enabled.
Not yet.
Okay.
It's temperature set. So there's a probe in the grate. So instead of air temp, we're reading surface temperature.
Okay.
So it's going to hold the temperature within 5 degrees plus or minus. And it's just more control. So instead of our standard first generation of touch control was just 8 different heat settings, you can set the temperature, cook timers, kitchen timers. You have a lot more functionality that way. We're working on the Wi-Fi or the meat probe kind of integration too, but not quite there yet.
Okay. Okay. Now, looking at this, and it looks like I have the built-in model pulled up here. It folks, it has the lid. It looks like a literal grill. So you got the grates and everything. So how does it work? How does the electricity, cook it? Is it probed? Is it like an infrared type thing?
So if you have like an electric oven, I would compare it mostly to that in the heat source. So it's an element very similar to what you'd have in an electric oven, but the element is in direct contact with the grates. So the way we designed it was intentional for it to be that way. So it's in direct contact, and the reason why they can be used inside is because that connection prevents any of the grease or the fat from hitting the element and causing smoke. So obviously, in competition, you want the smoke, but we were kind of meeting a different need where they didn't want any smoke. So it's very efficient. It heats up in 7 minutes to 550, and it's going to hold that temperature no matter what you throw on and how much you throw on it, because it's very resilient. It recovers temp very quickly
because of the constant. Okay.
Yeah. So it's I would peg it very similar to a gas grill. You can't fake or replace a charcoal or a smoke flavor, but the results that you get from a gas grill would be exactly the same thing you could expect from one of our products. The temperature is always going to be there, and we've kind of discovered as the development of this has gone through the last 10 or 15 years that instead of smoke happening, there's a lot of steam, because we recommend adding liquid to the tray underneath, and that evaporates as you cook because it's so close to the heat. So it keeps the food from getting dried out, so you're not having to spritz it down all the time or worry about any kind of fat causing smoke by hitting another hot surface. So the drippings fall into the liquid, and all of that evaporates and kind of just somehow it gets incorporated into the food. So you still get some sort of benefit of where your fat would be hitting the coals or the flavor bars on gas grills. It's getting it into a different method, and the science behind it doesn't really. I'm not a scientist, so I don't really know for sure, but it works, and it may. I don't think it's a placebo effect. It's we can put like liquid smoke, and you get sort of that smoky flavor.
Okay.
Or you could put wine in there if you're doing steaks. That for me has been really fun, to getting as creative as possible.
Yeah.
To see what, other than water, which is our just baseline recommendation of a couple cups of water in the bottom each time you grill. We do fish on it all the time, and put like lemon and like even Sprite. So it's like it really gives a nice touch where you would want from a traditional kind of barbecue experience.
Interesting. That's fantastic. Yeah, put a little wine in there, especially with the steak. You're getting that. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And like I said, folks, the grate itself, you're still going to get your chow marks.
Oh, definitely.
They're all there. It's a legit grill grate. So you're going to be able to get your chow marks, all that, beautiful. On like, let's say a 3-burner model. You could technically, in theory, use it just like, the regular, like a kettle grill for 2-zone cooking. Have you guys experimented in that on the cooler side and then the hot side?
Yeah. It's the best way to cheat that. So yeah, we usually will turn like one of them on the lowest setting, so there's some sort of heat. But the proximity of the other ones, if you have those at a higher level, that's definitely going to convert over and be able to have that hot and cold sides. So you can use that same kind of principle. But yeah, it's fun to kind of tinker with that to see how it compares.
Yeah.
Because you could use 2 different types of liquids if you wanted, and then combine them, and yeah, it gets fun. But definitely is a way to simulate it.
All right, that's awesome. Cleanup. So, like I said, right now we're talking about the in-counter model. Does everything just pop right out, or is there like a possible tray so you can clean everything out from your drippings?
Yeah, so it all comes out from the top. So the grates can just be removed, and they can either be rinsed off or thrown in a dishwasher. They're all dishwasher safe. So the grate sits on the element. The element would just hinge up, and then you just remove the trays from right above.
Beautiful. Very simple, nice. I like it. Now, let's get into the portable here. Cooking area, it says, there's a large and there's a small. At least that's coming up on the website here.
Mm-hmm.
But so is there a big difference in size from the portable model than to the countertop, or is it like a mid-range, so to speak?
It's a mid-range. So the large countertop one is in between one of our 1 and 2 burner of the smaller size.
Okay.
So it's about 220 square inches, which it's not the largest, but it's a compact kind of focus for the industries that we're trying to meet the needs for. But with that said, the whole area is going to get the same temperature on our. So like if you have a 1 burner, that whole surface area is going to be the same temperature, regardless of where you put your food. It's all going to cook at the same temperature. So that offset, you're not going to be having cold zones or anything like that. So it's fully functional square inch radius or rating.
Okay. And still for the portable aspect, is it still one power source, or is there multiple power sources for people to use to run it on?
So the one burner is a one power source. We have a freestanding one that would be like for a balcony, and that has our two burner, so it would be two power sources. But the countertop models, those are just a single power source with one control.
All right. Yeah, man, they're sharp looking. I love it. Now, what's it made of?
We use 304 grade stainless steel. So everything from the lid to the body of the grill, except for the cooking surface, is all stainless steel. And we bring them in sheets here in our factory here in Clinton.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here's the picture of the countertop. Because, okay, can you run the portable in the house? Same,
Yeah.
just literally just have it sitting on your counter as another one of your appliances.
Yeah, definitely.
Beautiful.
I have one of those. Probably the one you're looking at is in my house.
Yeah,
on my kitchen counter all the time.
nice with the lid built. Oh, and here's the third picture, and shows the with the lid up, shows how the elements flip up so you can get in. Oh, that's fantastic. Awesome. Yeah, they're sharp looking, man, and they work.
Thank you.
That's the best part, and especially with the popularity. I know I said it earlier, but with the popularity of grilling and everything, there are people that can't because of where you live, and now Kenyon is bringing you the option and bringing you solving the problem of that, because we all know, we've all tried cooking a steak in the frying pan or the cast iron, and we all know what the hell happened after that. You're better off risking the charcoal on the grill, because the smoke that's going to build up off of those. So what's the science behind that? Are you going to be getting a little smoke out, but nothing that's going to completely throw it all off?
It's a little bit, depending on, especially if it's like a heavy marinade or super fatty, there's going to be a little bit of smoke. That's unavoidable.
Yeah.
But the science was that the heating element or other electric grills, their placement was beneath, so they were encouraging the fat to hit that, cause the smoke.
Yeah.
So that's where our products separate from the rest, is that we remove that gap so it's more efficient and higher heat, but then the ambient smoke is almost eliminated entirely, and to the point where you don't have to worry about any kind of vent hood or using it on your range to get the fan above it to work. It's totally open, and you don't need to worry about any of it.
Oh, that is fantastic. Because that it really is a game changer. Does your microphone work?
It is right now.
How much would this change, your
I'm very
cooking
excited.
at the house?
I'm already on the website making a list of all the things. Yeah, it'd make it so much easier, because, I do have a little one for indoor, but as you said, it's not designed in this way. So every time a bit of fat or something drops, my apartment is full of smoke. And I'm like, well, I may as well have a fire in here. Like, what's the point? So, this grill's got me very, very excited. I want to be able to grill like everyone else, but I don't have a yard to do it in. So. Gotta start saving my pennies.
But to roll into the end of this, you also have the cookware and accessories.
Oh, yeah, they're on my list as well. So I said I'm making a list right now on the website of all the things I need for this. Christmas is coming early in my house.
So all accessories. So you got aprons, Oh, there it is. There it is. That was on the question. If you had the griddle insert,
Yep.
they're right on. I like
it's
it.
my favorite. Yeah, it's my favorite part.
Oh, it's so fun. That griddle and cooking, it's just so fun. And it's so versatile. You can literally do anything you want on it.
Oh yeah.
That's fantastic. Tell me
That just
about
swaps out for the grate. So you just pull the grate off and throw the griddle on. And if like there's one of the 2 or 3 burners, you could use 1 griddle and 2 burners, or whatever combination of those you want.
beautiful, beautiful. Now you have the grill covers, the burner mats. So, oh damn it! That's what was the next accessories. Fat fingers. Sorry, folks. Deal with me for 1 second. You have a whole line of cookingware. So pots, pans. Are those designed in a special way that works great with the grill? Convection wise.
So these are actually designed for our cooktops. So we don't really have a connection with the cookware and the grills,
Grill
only
aspect.
because
Okay.
the grate is not designed for using cookware on it, but the cookware is for induction. So it's induction ready cookware, all stainless steel, made in America, good quality, and they're designed to like stack. We call them stacking. So they're the handles are removable. You can use like as a bottle opener, or just to keep them all in one spot. So it has a cooler carry bag, so you can, when you're using the cookware, you can keep your drinks cold, or bring them with you on the boat or whatever RV. Trying to be as convenient and portable with everything that we do as possible.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, this is wild. I like it. I like it. A lot of thought has gone into the design. You guys really cross the T's and dotted the I's. I'm about to cross I's and dot T's. That's the dyslexic in me, but whatever. And like you said, it looks like a really cool system, and you guys should be very proud of the design of it. My hat's off to you, because there's some, like you said, that claim they do this and not so much, and they've been out for however long, forever, but then you guys are coming along with this, and to make it, the portable and stylish, classy, instead of this eyesore. You thought of everything functionality to visual aesthetics. So great job on that. Is there anything else you wanna that I haven't really hit on?
No, I think we covered all the bases.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to follow you guys on social media and websites, what are the handles?
So our social media, you can find us on Instagram, Kenyon Grills. Our website is cookwithkenyon.com.
Cookwithkenyon.com. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, Mike, thank you so much for taking the time to go over everything with me. My apologies for the delay in the schedules, but we got it done, brother. Because like you said, I was interested in it, and it is the electric grills is going to be part of the future. Whether people want to acknowledge it or not, but it's living situations change everything. So and especially for a griller and a barbecue guy, stuff change, you downsize, and next thing you know, you're in a condo. Go from the house in the condo, and they say, no. We got you covered. Kenyon has you guys covered. So, folks, check them out, cookingwithkenyon.com. Mike, thank you so much. I appreciate all your time, brother.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you very much.
No problem. Hang on 1 second. I'll jump right back in with you. Chrissy, awesome.
Awesome.
I see you making a list over there.
Yeah, seriously.
And a girl.
My boyfriend better have deep pockets this Christmas, I'm telling you. And when I say Christmas, I mean Christmas in July.
Christmas in July. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
But
Awesome.
it's worth it. Yeah, I'm excited. I can actually grill.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. When I was going through it and I saw all the designs, and I'm like, oh, yeah, with that flip top and got it covered. The lid, everything.
It's literally like a real good,
It's a real good
proper grill. It just doesn't have the fire pot, which is good.
Which is fine.
Yep.
Is fine. All right. Well, folks, enjoy your 4th of July. Appreciate you all tuning in. That's it for this week. We'd like to thank you all for joining us. Catch the audio wherever podcasts are found. Catch the video on Facebook and YouTube. YouTube, hit that subscribe button, notification bell. You have all the episodes right at your fingertips. Find me on all the social media links down below. Questions and comments, please send it to pitlifebbqpodcast@gmail.com. And like always, please subscribe, like, rate, and review. Hit that share button. Next week, an old friend is stopping on by to join us again. My brother Michael Goff of King Louis Meat Apostles. He is doing a ton of stuff between the Missouri area, Texas. He's in with the Texas high school barbecue teams and all that going on. So he's spreading that love and knowledge to the futures of grilling and barbecuing. So it'll be great to catch up with him. So that'll be next week. And until next week, keep the smoke rolling.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.